presented by Memphis Shades, the clear choice for custom windshields and fairings for your motorcycle. And Wild Ass Seats, stay in the saddle longer and in total comfort no matter your butt or budget.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5 Duty Bikers podcast. I'm going to read us in today because Dustin is not with us. He is on a well-deserved vacation. The dealership let him go. He's not. He's in the Shy City. What is that? The crime capital of the United States, Chicago, Illinois.
He went to Chicago on a fucking vacation.
He did. He went to the city of Chicago, brought his kids and his wife, and he said they've been doing Florida so much they wanted to do something different, so they went to.
You better have a
Chicago?
pocket full of fucking money when you go to Chicago.
I don't know. Maybe they went to see some hockey games. I'm not sure.
I don't know, man.
I hope he's seeing hockey. That's like his big thing.
Tonsil hockey.
I guess if you live in the country, going to the city's a vacation, but.
Oh, he does
We used
live
to
in the
go to
country.
Chicago all the time. We haven't been in forever though.
That's one of those big cities I have really avoided. I've never been to Chicago.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, my sister lives there, so I go quite a bit.
Yeah. It's very pricey.
I've been there, like actually visited there once, and it was in high school, so it's been a minute.
Oh,
Okay.
we used
But
to
we
go
saw
every.
Wicked, and it was fucking amazing.
The Wicked's good. I've seen that.
We
show.
used to go every summer for the Dave Matthews shows. He does
Mm.
2
Oh.
shows
Yeah.
back to back.
I'm sure
They
that
do have
was
a big
good.
Persian community there, and you can, if you like Persian food, there's a lot of good places to go.
I don't, to be honest, I've never heard of Persian food.
I've never had Persian
Never
food.
had
Are you
Persian
kidding me?
either.
Yeah,
No.
man.
No.
I mean, it's not like it's down at the corner. There's a Persian market.
Oh man, you don't know what you're missing.
What? So, example.
Yeah. What is Persian food?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of rice, a lot of meat. I don't
Oh, I
like the
could do
yogurt.
that.
It's a lot of yogurt based stuff. I don't dig the yogurt much. But
So kind of
I'm
Greekish,
Persian, so
kind of
Is
like
it-
Greek,
it's
Yeah.
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
You know,
All
yeah,
right.
kebabs.
I
We have a lot of. My
Mediterranean.
sister's an excellent cook. My stepmom was probably the best Persian cooker of stuff that I've ever.
Cooker of food.
Yeah,
never
that I've
seen
ever had the
Persian
privilege of
cuisine.
eating her stuff, and but we have a lot of like family friends there, and every time I go, it's like a
I
big
have-
gathering, and
I have not had Persian. I have not had Indian food.
You've never had Indian food?
I have not. No.
Wow.
It's fucking tasty, dude.
Is it?
Mm.
But
Yeah.
but I'm not like a super okay, so this is the thing. I'm not a super like huge fan of like Chinese food either. So if Indian food's like Chinese food, I'm out.
No,
I'm
No.
A lot
not
of
gonna be a huge
curries.
fan.
very
Indian
different.
Indian food's
Yeah.
good. The spices are really good. I'm taking Miss Percy. Oh, can't talk about that right now.
Okay, never
I'll tell you
mind.
next week.
Tell us
Alright.
next week.
I've
So,
never seen Persian cuisine, at least here in Louisville.
well, I mean, you guys have a fried chicken spot on every corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I love that Mediterranean style food. So I would dig it. I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's probably no place in South Dakota for us to go to, but
Yeah,
next time we're out somewhere, I'll take you for a nice Persian dinner, or come
No,
up
they-
here. We got
they don't
we've got
have
a
'em in
fairly
South-
good,
don't have 'em in
fairly good
South
options here in DC.
They might though. I'll have to ask Greg and Andy if they have Persian food in Rapid City. They might have it in
Yeah.
Rapid City.
Yeah,
Hey, you never know.
you guys come to my house. Well, my wife actually, my stepmom tried to teach her how to make a few dishes, and she's actually pretty good. You know, she really
Interesting.
tries, and
Hmm.
but you know, you come around here and you got stuff like that around the house, and then of course during the winter, I have my samovar going all the time with making Persian tea throughout the day, which is really good.
Even a special Earl
well,
Grey for
God
Persians.
damn, we do have a Persian bistro.
It's a mix. Well, there you go.
Tony
Shit,
found
we'll
one
have to
already.
go,
I just
Tony.
googled it. We do. We
Do you?
have one.
The
Yes,
stuff
we
that came
do.
up for me was more like is euros considered Persian or is that different? That's Greek, isn't it?
That's Greek.
So I feel like when I searched Persian,
Yeah, that's
only
Greek
Greek
now.
restaurants.
Yeah,
came
go
up
there.
online.
Take the wife, Tony, get some chili kebab, and you know,
Oh man, it looks
little
good as a
cucumber salad.
motherfucker, dude.
It's good
I
stuff.
love cucumber salad. Okay, so let's give everybody an update
Yeah, I'm
on
going here.
you know what everybody's been doing.
Let me go and let me know what you guys think.
Oh yeah, I'm doing this.
Well, Ryan, I can go first.
right,
It's very
sidetracked.
short.
You've been doing nothing, right, Brittany?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I should say, since last time we talked about my back, I have rode my motorcycle. I know some people have seen pictures that I've posted, but I still can't do like much riding. I can only do like short little trips. So I've
Okay,
gone
so
out.
what's a short trip? Like, how many miles are you doing when you're going on your
That's
short
usually
trips?
like a half a hit.
It's like 40 minutes. I don't even know how many miles it is. It's really short, maybe 30 miles. or
Fucking
something.
Kentucky, that's like 5 traffic lights
It's the gas station.
because the
If you're
traffic
in
lights are so
town.
long. Yeah.
I don't ride around in town. I go like we take the highways and just go on like I don't know, the highways. They're all less populated. But
The curvy
I'm
roads.
looking at the Persian menu. Damn it! I was all
God damn it,
good.
Tony, get on track.
I got
Aside from that, I've
sidetracked. It
been
looks
working
delicious.
out and eating healthier. And so those are all great things, but not motorcycle related per se.
Well, it could be. I
Alright.
could ride my motorcycle there.
There
Then
you
it's
go.
motorcycle related.
There you go. There you go.
Huh.
Dave, what have you been up to?
Well, I just got back from a 15-day trip.
Okay.
Um,
What states did
Road-
you cover on this trip?
I rode everything in the Northeast, everything north of Virginia. And
No. That's not what I asked. What states did you cover on this trip?
God, do I have to list them out? It was
Yes.
so
That's why I
Virginia-
asked this very specific question. What
right.
states?
All right. So it was we can go through the route. It was Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Connecticut,
Maine?
Mass, New Hampshire, Maine, back
God
through New
damn.
Hampshire, Vermont,
Some of
Went-
them are close together
went
up there,
up
Tony.
to Montreal, and then back through New York to Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Maryland, then back to Virginia.
That'd be
Good
so
for you.
fun.
You even went
So-
international on this one.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, went up. I had my former teammates there in Montreal. I wanted to go give them a little love and gratitude, so went up there for a few days, and we had a really, really good time. Went to dinner, and yeah, it was a good trip. Other than, I guess we can talk about it after we go through this, but I did run into a massive problem, and
Diarrhea.
no,
Yes.
although I could have shit my pants easily enough, but yeah, I got caught in the worst conditions I've ever ridden in, and it
So,
was like super
did you
bad.
run into any more hotel loving?
I
Flashing
did
this.
not.
Any more Red Roof Inn action?
I did not. I did not stay at a Red Roof Inn
Because I am
Um,
completely outfitted now for that. We can. I'm gonna
Did you
go
order some
around.
gear over the week, Tony?
Oh man, I'm gonna go around the Iron Horse Inn. I'm gonna look like fucking a reporter. Every door's getting it.
I tell you, I was listening to that episode on the way back from Pennsylvania, and I was cracking up.
That's good.
That was good. Yeah. So yeah, no, it was
It's
a
happening.
good time. So I'm home for a few days, and then Thursday I'm leaving again. Be gone for
God
another
damn, man.
like week and a half, and then come back, and I think I'm home 4 days, and then I'm hitting Tennessee and a couple of other states, and then coming home for a few days, and then we're making our way out to South
get-
Dakota.
Tired,
Nice.
like wore out, or does traveling kind of like boost your mood
I've
and
tr-
energy up?
I've traveled my whole life, so
Pretty normal.
I get
then.
exhilarated when I travel, especially when I
Yeah.
travel by motorcycle. So I don't feel super tired. I mean, the days get long, right? But whenever I end of the day, that the tired is good. It's not like I've worked all day or you're exhausted or whatever. It feels good.
I always like it doesn't hit me until I get home.
Oh
And then when
yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
get home, it's like fuck.
You
Man,
gotta
I'm
unpack
fucking- I need
and-
a vacation from vacation.
clean the bike.
Yeah.
I will say that my route to and from FDBM this year, I've got everything laid out. You did that the other night. Is going to be about 6,300 miles.
Wow. Good for
That's
you.
that's going to be a
Christ,
big,
dude.
and I'm doing a lot of friggin' states.
That's awesome.
On that one. So we'll see how I hold up after that one, because the last leg of my tour, I just laid that out the other night too, and that's 9,300 miles.
Wow.
So
Damn.
you're gonna have to trade your bike in this year.
I'm putting some miles on the bike.
You're gonna have to trade the motherfucker in. It's gonna be worn out.
I mean, I'll have, I think I'll be ready for my 45,000 mile maintenance when I get back
In
from
2
FPDM.
years. You've had that bike,
Yeah.
what, 2 years?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
But that's why I got the bike. I mean, that was the whole point. Was
I'm
my
getting
that was my
1,000 mile
retirement.
service hopefully soon.
retirement. You what? Your 1,000 miles after 3 years?
Oh, for fuck's sake. 1,000 miles service.
That should be coming up in about 900 miles.
That's a bunch of bullshit. God damn 1,000 miles service. We've been all up in Nick's business about getting his break-in miles done before we head out to Colorado next week. And he rode another, I think, 140 miles this weekend, and he got caught. Same thing, Dave. I mean, not the worst conditions he's ever ridden in, but he got caught in some serious shit. When he took pictures when he got back to his garage, he was in all of his rain gear and everything. He got so his brand new motorcycle, Tony, has been all fucking already through it, man.
It's time to trade that fucker in.
Yeah. You should have seen
yet.
mine. Tony would have vomited by the time I got to my kid's house in Pittsburgh. Man, it was in really, really bad shape.
If you were dealing with that weather that blew through here, that probably went up that way.
Yep.
Man, weather around here, I mean, today was nice, but I mean, it's been sucky.
Yeah,
No,
we've had some rain.
It was bad. I mean, when I was coming, I'll just go ahead and tell you about it now. As I was coming out of Montreal, beautiful day. I think it was like 49 when I left Montreal. I had a little bit of a cold spot that came through, but and I was, I use that on the way app.
Okay.
That shows you the weather, and then I've got a couple of other apps I use, and I knew I was going to hit because that storm front you're talking about,
yeah,
I think,
was coming
through, but everything indicated that I was going to be going underneath it, that I wouldn't hit anything.
You're going to miss it, yeah.
And then I got into upstate New York, and our buddy Christian has got me hooked into doing the 50 state challenge from Harley. So every state I go to whatever that location
is. Yep.
Not dealership. It's like a national park or some monument or something.
Okay.
So I was going through New York to get the one in New York, and all of a sudden started sprinkling a little bit. And I'm like, all right, I think I'll still be okay. Then it started raining. And I will say, I pulled on. It was so bad, and I mean, people that know me that ride with me know I don't just like pull over. I pulled over under a bridge, and the fucking road was cambered. I mean, I don't know why they do that underneath bridges like that. So I got the kickstand down, and then I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then I had to lean the bike way over to the right to be able to get the kickstand back up. And then I finally found a bridge, changed into my gear, got up to the place I was supposed to go. The weather was beautiful again. Took the picture, walked back from the falls, back to the bike, and suddenly everything got dark. And the rain or the wind was blowing so hard that, I mean, pollen was everywhere. Shit was coming out of the trees. Got on the bike, and as I started taking off, it was like, this is not good. I don't think I'm going to make this. Something changed.
Doesn't feel right.
No. And probably 20 minutes later, it started. And then I was on the country roads in upstate New York and got caught in the worst thunderstorm I've ever ridden in. And I've, what was it, 3 years ago? I outran that hurricane. Coming down, and I missed the tornadoes in Chicago last summer. It wasn't that bad. This was super bad, especially because I was in the middle of nowhere. So visibility was about zero.
And you had nowhere to get under. You had nothing to get under too.
I had nothing, and I couldn't see. I mean, it was so bad. I cracked my visor, but even that didn't work. And then I found this like convenience store that was closed that had like 2 pumps out front with a cover, and then 2 entrance ways. And I went in, and I'm sitting there underneath that pump cover, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Where's the weather coming from? How long is it going to last? How long am I out in the middle of nowhere? when I looked up and realized the entrance I came through had flash flooded. And then I looked at the other, and a car was coming in for some reason. They just turned in, turned around, left. And I noticed the water on that entrance was about halfway up their tire. So I'm like, fuck, I got to go. So I went back, but I could only do about 30 miles an hour, and it's 2-lane country road, no shoulders.
Did you have your flashers on?
I had everything on. I mean, it was, and I kept, every now and then, because there wasn't a lot of traffic, but if I noticed a car was coming up, I'd see lights because it was dark at that point. I would kind of pull as far over as I could and waving my arms and trying to get them to go around. And then I try to follow their lights because the roads are all curvy and shit in upstate New York. It's
right.
You just go right off. And of course, they weren't in front of me very long because they were going much faster than I was.
Right.
But it got so bad. I mean, I couldn't see through the visor because the water was just everywhere. You know how the Rue Rock has
awesome.
the little nose piece that goes cut out?
Yep.
So I cracked the visor so I could look through that. That didn't work out too well. And then I finally just had to open the visor and then keep one eye protected the whole time by closing it and riding with one eye. And then I'd switch when that one would get bad.
Sounds fucking awesome.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
Why didn't you just pull over and hunker down?
There was nowhere to pull over, bro.
Fuck.
There was, literally nowhere to pull over. I got to the point where I kept telling myself, this is not when you should be on a motorcycle. This is super dangerous.
all the fun had left the building.
There was no fun.
Yeah.
I actually thought about pulling into one of the farms and just going to the house
door
and saying, "Hey, look, I'm in trouble.
man,
Can I
I'll
just
suck your
hold
dick
up
if you
in
let
the
me in."
barn?"
Yeah, for real.
But the problem is, the roads kind of go down, and they're not roads; they're dirt or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that Percy's out.
And it was all flash flooding.
Right.
So I'm like, there's just nothing to do, and that went on for about 2 hours until I finally hit.
2
saw an
hours
interstate.
you were riding
Yeah,
through
2
that?
hours, dude. It was. I
Well,
was.
and it'll take
Oh.
forever because
My
you
balls
can't
were
go
like
fast.
way
Them
up inside.
motherfuckers were
I mean,
pruned up strong.
Yeah.
but I found the interstate, and then I thought, okay, I'll be okay because I ride like this all the time on the interstate, and then it really got worse. And fortunately, about probably 15 minutes down the interstate, there was a little village or township that had a Comfort Inn. Pulled into the Comfort Inn. I've never in my life paid this much money to stay at a Comfort Inn. I paid almost $250.
Oh my.
Holy shit.
But it was
They
worth-
gouge you,
You
dude.
were
They
like
gouge you.
fucking
penny.
Well,
Really?
it was Memorial Day weekend, bro. So
Oh, sure.
all the hotels were fucking everybody
Sure.
all over the
sure.
country,
It was
Yeah.
worth every penny.
But it
that
was.
room
Yeah,
was.
if you're not
And
driving
and it was
any more
really
than
cool
that.
because I pulled in and I booked it in hotel.com out front to get the rate, and then I walked in and he saw me and he's like, "Hey, just leave your bike underneath the canopy. There's a big traffic cone, reflective traffic cone out front. Put it behind your bike so everybody can see it when they come in, and don't worry about anything." So
Oh, that was nice of him.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth
was
every
super cool.
penny when you're in a situation like
So-
that.
Did your
Yeah.
did your rain gear keep you dry, Dave?
Fuck no, it didn't.
For the most part, but I didn't 100%. I mean, the problem I had was that I didn't have it. I don't have like a cinch around the bottom of the jacket,
Okay.
so water was coming up through my waist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the bottom of my shirt and stuff got wet. But other than that, no, the frog togs were great.
When you're in
Yeah,
something
it
like
was-
that, man, you're not staying dry.
Yeah.
No.
Not
No,
very,
I mean,
not
no.
very
Barbie's
well
gonna
for
be
sure.
Yeah.
wet.
But
Even if it just gets like your neck, you know what I mean, and then runs down
down
by
your back.
helmet. I mean,
Then
I
you're
was-
your
you know-
ass crack.
You know, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but you can do this, and this is what we learned, is that if you have rain gear, most of the rain gear has a hood, and you put the hood over your head
Yeah.
and then you put your helmet over that, and it keeps
Yeah.
that rain from raining down into your neck and in the back of
Yeah.
your jacket and stuff. So
well, I'm just glad I had my rain gear on before it actually started raining, because I mean there was I'm not shitting you, man. There was nowhere to stop. There was no shoulders. There was no way for me to do anything but have my bike stopped in the middle of the road,
right.
in
Right.
dark with lightning going, crashing all over the place. And I told Walter,
Sounds
because
awesome.
Walter and I have been in some nasty shit before, but I told
Right.
Walter the other night when we met for dinner that I just, I've never experienced, and I've never been nervous like that on a bike.
Yeah.
Because I knew I should not have been on the bike.
Sure.
And there was literally nothing I could do about it.
That was that
Sure.
thing
Yeah.
where you're like, man, I fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
fucked up bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I think that if you ride your bike long enough and you take enough trips, it's going to happen. Eventually, you're going to get in a situation where, like Tony said, you're going to say to yourself, "Man, I fucked up.
All the fun has left the building."
Yep.
Yeah.
And at that point, I think what you're doing is you're testing your own resolve, right? How big are my balls, or how stupid am I? I mean, I think those are both the questions you ask yourself.
Well, I mean, again,
because both those things are true.
What are you going to do? You're going to stand there in that storm with the visibility being what it is, stopped in the middle of a 2-lane country road, hoping that Farmer Joe doesn't come up and hit
And
you,
run you over. Yeah.
or are you going to figure out, okay, here's how I could kind of mitigate this as much as possible and just get through and just go slow. I mean,
Right.
my big concern was that I was going to go off the road.
Sure.
I was not going to see a curve,
Sure.
and go straight off. But the other thing, one of the things that I learned was one thing I didn't do that morning before I left was I did not clean off my visor.
Oh yeah,
So
that sucks.
when it got to the point where it was just so bad, I had to break my cardinal rule and actually wipe the front of my visor. It was covered in grime.
Oh.
So I'm going to do, actually, the day this podcast episode drops, a video that's dropping that's going to go over, that covers the stuff I'm doing to the helmet to see if I can
Put some
mitigate that.
Rain-X on that motherfucker.
Exactly.
But what type of Rain-X? That's the question.
Yeah, there you go.
You can't use regular Rain-X. But watch the video, Being Here Now with Percy.
All right.
And we'll see. And
Inquiring
we'll see.
minds
Because I know
wanna
I'm going to
know.
get hit again, South Dakota.
I always
know
heard
we're
you
gonna
could
get
piss on it too, and that would help.
hit. I think that's a jellyfish.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a
Sting.
jelly. I don't think you can. I don't think you should piss on your helmet, Tony.
Well, I
It
knew
might
you were.
smell.
Well, if it's a rural rock, you should.
Oh. Oh.
Actually, the new ones are pretty good.
All right,
Actually,
all right,
they're really
Tony.
nice.
What did you do this weekend?
We went camping this weekend in Hoosier National Forest, and I've never seen so many bugs in my life.
Yeah, what kind of bugs? Just all
We had
kinds?
mosquitoes, fucking ticks. I mean, we were surrounded by poison ivy. I mean, it was fucking, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is crazy.
Did you enjoy yourself?
We did. We had a good time, man. But I mean, when I got home, I immediately started researching fucking bug mitigation.
Did you and the wife pick bugs off each other like two monkeys, or
She was picking
what?
ticks off of me. I kid you not, man. I mean, I was laying in the bed and she's like, Tony, you have two on your back. And I was like, no shit. I was like, well, get them. I mean, ticks were, I mean, the bugs were pretty bad. But it was
Yeah.
nice. It was nice until it wasn't. It started raining on us. So
Oh, okay. So let me ask you this, because I'm I know we've talked about it, but I'm still curious about it. In the camping that you're doing, are you calling ahead, making a reservation at a campground, or are you just like driving out into the middle of the wilderness and like putting your truck
So
tent
it's a
down?
little bit of both. This one we actually went to a national forest.
Okay.
So they had actual like, it was a deep campground. Let me say that. So you couldn't
Okay.
see anybody around you,
Okay.
but there was actual like, they had a
a
picnic
fire
table
ring
and a
and stuff?
fire ring, and a little gravel area with all that stuff, which was nice because, like I said, the poison ivy was pretty thick. But
Okay.
it was a nice place. If the bugs were just a little more tame, I think it was just because of all the rain that we've had.
Right.
So,
And
but
then
it was very buggy.
so are you out there like chopping your own wood, or do you buy bundles of wood to bring out there? Or what
Dude,
do you
let me
do?
tell you what, the buying the wood is a strong ass fucking, because it's like $7 for like
Yeah.
4 pieces.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
they
yeah.
you have to
You know
buy
what
it
I
there,
mean?
don't you? Because they try
Dude.
to keep keep the other bugs and things out.
Yeah, so I mean, I do cut my own firewood if I could get. I couldn't get any firewood here because there was a shit ton of it, but it was all laced with poison ivy.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe. You were
So
saying
it was
all
like
wet, too.
being on an island with a boat. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yep,
But you
yep.
couldn't do it because the waves are too big.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me give you a tip on the bugs. If you're gonna be doing this a lot, find your local Avon person and get the biggest container of Avon Skin So Soft that you can get.
Does that work?
It is 100% the best bug repellent out there. I mean,
I was running around with fucking Deep Woods Off
dude,
with
don't even,
DEET. I mean,
swear.
just fucking
Yeah.
in both hands.
No,
like,
get Skin So Soft. When I taught at the academy down in Arkansas, we would go out on the field exercise like every cycle for 3 days. And I'd always tell all the students beforehand, Skin So Soft, and then go to the PX and get like some largest pantyhose and cut them off at the knees to keep the chiggers out of your crotch, all that kind of shit.
Chiggers are
every time, dude. Skin So Soft. I mean, all the cadre there, we all like lived with that stuff. Just
it doesn't smell bad
That's
either.
crazy.
That's what I like about it compared to the other bug sprays. Is it really doesn't smell bad.
Yeah.
So Tony, when you go out and you're doing, tell me what do you cook when you're doing your camping like this?
Dude, I got the cooking fucking worked out.
Well, I know, I'm sure you do. So give me the lowdown. So you were out there what, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or what?
We were out there Friday, Saturday, came back Sunday because of the rain.
So you made dinner Friday. You made a few meals. So what are you cooking?
Yeah,
what are you cooking for breakfast?
So breakfast is easy because I have a Blackstone that I take. It's a fucking like flat top griddle that runs on propane. So in the morning it's eggs and bacon, pancakes, it's whatever you want. It's fucking Waffle House, you know what I mean?
Waffle House, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get it all. And then the first night I think I made chicken fajitas. So I made chicken fajita stuff and then quesadilla'd it up with like cheese and stuff on the griddle.
Yep.
And then Saturday night we did hamburgers, smash burgers.
Yep.
With caramelized onions and cheese. Them motherfuckers were good, dude.
This guy goes, hey, do me a favor, Tony.
Yeah.
Do me a favor because I know you're getting down with this camping shit. I want you to make yourself a meal, old school motorcycle style, like we do when we go camping. Okay. So you got to buy yourself a roll of like the pretty wide tinfoil, right?
Yeah.
You're going to cut up some potatoes, some onion, some peppers,
and put a steak in that bitch.
And mushrooms, and put a steak in there. Wrap it all up good. Throw it right on the hot coals of your fire. And then in another one, do the same thing, except put potatoes in it and throw that in the fire. Let that shit cook on the coals. Take it out. When you open it up, then you don't even, I mean, you probably got camping plates and everything. We take the same tinfoil. We put it on the picnic table that we're on and make like a makeshift plate right on the picnic table with the tinfoil.
See,
then you just curl it all up at the end and throw it right in the trash and you're good to go.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Dude, it's not a lot of work. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's easy because you buy all your shit, you use it all, and then you don't have to worry about it.
How long does it take you to cook a steak medium well like that?
It can't take
like
long.
On coals like that? On hot coals, Dave? Not as long as you think, brother. Not as long as you think.
I was going to say, it can't be fat. I mean, it's got to be less than 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. I mean, sometimes if you buy real thick ones, you might get 10 or 15 minutes to cook them like that. But I mean, we burn the fire for a couple hours. So you're throwing them on like just coals that have been sitting there for 2 hours. I mean, it's not like you're not just throwing it on hot rocks or waiting for the sun to cook it in tinfoil. I mean, you're throwing it into.
No, it's fucking hot.
Okay, so you guys are out there Friday and Saturday. You made reservations at the campground.
Yeah,
you have fire and everything, or are you?
Yeah, dude. I mean, we're pretty fucking set up out there. I mean, I have a refrigerator in the truck that runs on it's fucking solar powered. So you know what I mean. We have an actual fridge back there instead of a cooler now.
So
That's
did you guys?
cool.
Do you have an outdoor shower, or do you just rough?
No,
it for a
I
few
haven't.
days?
I haven't fucked with that yet.
Okay.
Because I'll be honest, it's like we're doing the whole Colorado thing in a couple of weeks, and I have it all mapped out. And we're doing 2 nights on the truck and then a night in a hotel.
Oh, okay.
So we're doing 2 and 1. You know what I mean?
So
I'm not out there.
You got a hot
Yeah.
shower coming at you every couple days. Then.
Yeah. I'm not out there to fucking prove a point. You know what I mean? I'm out there for scenery. So, you know,
right. No, I
go out
gotcha,
there for a couple days, then we go in and we get a hotel room. And
so when you go in and get a hotel room, then you eating at a restaurant. Then is
yeah,
that
and I mean, even like the campsites that I found in Colorado, we're only 5 minutes from like any like town.
Okay.
So you can drive in and eat at a restaurant. You don't have to cook out on the
Right.
thing. You know, you can drive in and eat and come back. And
Right. When are you guys going to be in Colorado? I
We
thought you
are
were going
leaving-
to Utah. I thought you changed it to Colorado now.
yeah, so we're leaving the 21st, and we're
Of
gone
June.
for 14 days.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. We're
All right.
driving all over that fucker, so it
All
should
right.
be pretty. Should
Yeah,
be pretty cool.
Colorado's a lot. We're going to be out there too. We leave next Thursday.
Well, there's a
So-
lot of fucking pucker up and ride places there, man.
Oh yeah, we are. We actually have to. We're gonna do our research because there's a few roads that, from what I understand, are not to be fucked with if you're not
Yeah,
familiar with
there's-
Colorado.
There's the $1 Million Highway. Have you seen that one?
That's actually way further south than we're going. We're
Okay.
gonna be in the Fort Collins area, kind of Longmont, I think. We're north of Denver is where we're going. We're not going that far
Alright.
down this time around, but I have a good feeling that this trip is going to spur on more trips out west for us. I mean, we spent the better part of the last 4 years going south and east, and I think once we head west, it's going to be west for the next 5 years.
I've
That's kinda
never
what I'm
been out
thinking.
west. The furthest I've been is St. Louis, so I'm
Dude,
pretty excited about it.
You get real
That'll be a
cowboy
good
country.
trip.
I can't wait to get you out in South Dakota. You know, I shouldn't say that. I can't wait till we get out in the middle of South Dakota and you see what it's like out in the middle of fucking nowhere in the country that we live in. You're gonna wonder if you're ever gonna see a person ever again.
You gonna be on 90?
What's that?
You gonna be on 90?
No, dude,
said-
we're gonna get off the interstate. We're not
Okay.
gonna spend all fucking day on the.
Because I don't say 90 is nothing but straight flat. Go
Well,
this way.
we're still going to be on a straight flat road, but we're not going to be on the interstate. We're going to get off the road a little bit. I think we'll be on the interstate for a minute, but I think once we hit Pierre, South Dakota, we're going to go a little bit different route. I'm going to get these guys off the road and just get some highway and that kind of stuff. So
We're doing a couple of passes, and I think the highest one is 14,000.
oh shit.
Wow.
Well, we're bringing our
So,
heated gear
yeah.
because I know for sure. Like we looked at the weather, and it's supposed to be in the mid 80s, but I'm guessing it's going to be no higher than 30 when we get up in the mountains. So
Yeah.
let me
no,
let me
that's what
ask
I'm
you
thinking
this
too.
since you brought that up, Ryan, because I'm part of my route back is
Yeah.
I think Christian and I think his buddy are going to go to Teddy Roosevelt
yep,
up north, and I'm heading over to Beartooth.
Beartooth. Yep,
I think the
Beartooth is
elevation is
easy.
like 10,000.
Beartooth
right?
is easy, but
Is it?
it's cold.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So I was planning on packing my heated gear.
Yeah. You're going to
Um,
be above the tree line and above the bug line, and you'll be if you get a clear day, you'll be perfect. If you get a cloudy day, you'll be in the clouds. And
Cool.
so that is the first thing you'll need is you'll need to bring your heated gear, and your elevation is going to change a lot. Beartooth is sweeping turns, so not a lot of super technical, very sweeping.
It looked like there
Um,
was a short stretch on the map that was pretty tight and
It's
wiggly.
switchback, but it's not tight.
Yeah.
So you go back and forth, but it's not super tight. Not like I don't know. It's not too bad. There's not any pigtails like on Iron Mountain Road. It's more sweeping turns.
Yeah.
But yes, you're gonna want to bring that. You might see the last chance gas stop on Beartooth. I think gas is, I don't know, 8 or 9, 10 gallons, $10 a gallon up there.
The fuck
Fucking A, man.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
but it's at the top. It's at the top of the mountain. That's like emergency purposes only.
Yeah, it's
Well, I mean-
it's like a plumber if you got a big log jam. and
Yeah,
he comes in and says
exactly.
it's going to cost $1,000. You
Well,
have
I'm
to
gonna
just
stay
fucking
in.
do it.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
stop at Red Lodge and overnight there,
Dude, Red
um,
Lodge is beautiful.
and then do
Absolutely beautiful.
Beartooth, and then turn and then come back.
Yeah.
through a bunch of
Red
different
Lodge is
states.
built like right on the Yellowstone River. So I mean, it's the river runs right through the middle of the city. It's fucking gorgeous there. Dude, it's beautiful. I love that area. But
That would
no,
be
yeah,
cool.
I think, like I said, I think that's going to be our out west. So Tony, you got the camping solid then?
Yeah, I think so, man. I'm paring down. That's why we're doing these little trips to figure out what's working and what isn't working. So we're getting there.
And you have your miles per day figured out, like how much you have to drive per day to get your shit
Yeah,
figured out.
it's basically just getting there is the
Yep.
we were going to take some time and go through the Ozarks and all that, and we kind of killed it. There's just so much in Colorado
Yeah.
to do that we're gonna do it in 2 days. We're just gonna haul ass to Colorado.
Oh, you're gonna haul ass up there and then spend all your
Yeah.
time in Colorado. That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah, because we're gonna do like a big circle. We're gonna start in Colorado Springs, and then
Yep.
go to this little place called Creed, which was a little
Yep.
mining town.
Yep.
Cool.
You going to
And
Garden of the
do-
Gods? Got to hit Garden of the Gods.
Yeah, Garden of the Gods. We're gonna
Estes
do
Park.
what I think Dante's Peak or something
Yep.
like that, and
That's it. You got to hit Estes Park, Garden of the Gods,
Yeah,
$1 Million
and-
Highway.
we're
Yep.
doing the Alpine Loop,
Yep.
which is Silverton, Telluride, and
Yep.
Ouray.
Yep. Yeah. You're gonna hit
And
some.
we're
You're gonna. Hit some
gonna do the
really
hot
nice stuff.
springs, the Pagosa Hot Springs. Stay
Okay.
at the resort there one night.
Nice. Get some of that mineral water on your balls.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it should be pretty cool. The research of it's they recommend not camping above 10,000. So I've never been that high, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
do
but
that.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
they say but stay below 10,000.
Yeah.
Drink a shit ton of water, Tony.
And drink
so
a
you
lot of water. I didn't
fight
know
the
what
altitude
dehydration was a
sickness.
thing either at altitude.
Yeah.
altitude
Mhm.
sickness is a real thing. That's actually
it's
we've
not
we've
fun.
talked about that a little bit on this trip, and like, what are we gonna do if and I'm like, get the fuck down. If we start getting sick, we're gonna have to just get
Yeah.
the fuck down.
Well, I'll
Yeah,
tell you
it's
what,
like
dude.
one
Look at
thing to-
$1 Million Highway. I wouldn't ride that motherfucker on a motorcycle. There's no way.
Really? I'm actually doing that on my West Coast leg.
The
Why-
truck is going to be fucking sketchy enough.
You think?
Yeah, man. Let me tell you what. The consequences are high if you go off that fucking shoulder.
Yeah. Dave, when are you doing Beartooth? Are you doing it after
I'm
FDBM?
probably we're leaving Monday
Okay.
morning
Okay.
after FDBM, so I'll do Beartooth on Tuesday.
Okay, in August then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we actually did. Bob downloaded the Colorado Colorado dot app for the highways and stuff, because there's places that some of the passes are closed still yet in June.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
we
Well, I
will
was-
we will see snow. I'm sure we'll be above the snow line.
Yeah. So
So-
my next time out there, I'm doing whatever the Glacier Park in Montana, and then Washington State, and then coming down and doing all the Utah. Blah, blah, blah.
Glacier's nicer than Yellowstone, but
But I've heard, but when I was doing my research on that, it looks like I really got to plan that kind of later, because the roads don't even open until like June,
yeah.
I think, through
Oh
Glacier.
wow.
Speaking
know
of
that.
Bob, have you guys seen his bike?
Dude,
I
that
saw
thing
pictures
is
he posted,
fucking
yeah. Some of it, yeah.
amazing looking.
It
He did
looks cool.
such a good job on it.
Yeah, dude, you got to see it. Wait till you see it in person. He kicked ass on that bike. It really, it doesn't even look like the same motorcycle. I'm happy for him, first of all, and really impressed at the work he's put in. He completely changed that motorcycle.
Yeah, I thought he bought a
It
new
looks
one.
Really nice. No, dude, that's the
If I saw
same
that
bike.
picture, I'm like, that can't be the same bike.
And he is so tired of fucking around, dude. He new rotors, the wheels are new, the tires are new. He cut some spacers and respaced because the rotors are actually the wheels are set up to fit a modern motorcycle like an M8. And what he got new spacers so that the rotors fit on his bike. He just actually did new brake calipers and pads and everything just this last weekend. I mean, dude went deep in. We're gonna be putting new bars on bikes on Nick's bike this weekend. I mean,
Wow.
and then so what I've been doing the last few weeks is I just finished performance suspension all the way around my bike. So I've got Batubo performance suspension. So I've got the remote cartridges on the back, and the all-in-one kits for the front end. And I've got probably 250, maybe 300 miles on the rear shocks, and about 100 or so, probably 150 or so on the front suspension.
How was the
And-
install on the front?
I was going to ask the same thing.
So I posted a picture on my Instagram. Let me say this. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not hard, right? I mean, everything goes apart and came apart and went back together without any issues. I did have somebody there that walked me through because I did a full rebuild of my fork seals and everything at the same time. And again, not hard. There's a couple of specialty tools that really, really helps, but it's just a little bit. It's just a little bit more. I had never done it before. I watched a ton of videos. It was good to have somebody with me that had done it before to kind of walk me through, okay, what's next? Now that I've done it one time, I could do it probably tomorrow if I had to. It's pretty, everything kind of goes back together the way it came apart. I did some more fab work on my nacelle, so I have access to the top of my fork tube so I can adjust my forks on the fly, which I'm super proud that Bob and I kind of worked that out. And the whole front of my nacelle now is a completely custom fabbed part. On my bike, I'm actually going to have it, I'm going to take it off and I'm going to have it sandblasted and repowdered before we come up to FDBM. So it's going to look real slick. So right now I just have
Very
rattle
cool.
can paint on it so that it doesn't rust. But yeah, so there's a few things I really like. Bob actually just ordered some Batubo suspension for the rear of his bike. I like they make it pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory to adjust. They've dumbed it down. They have hard and soft instead of using the compression and rebound words and things like that.
Yeah.
They've made it so that it's a little bit simpler to understand what you're doing. If you move the switch this way, it's more firm. If you move it switch this way, it's less firm.
Do you have to read Italian to understand the instructions?
You don't. Nope.
No Italian.
Nope. It comes that's packaged in a very Italian packaging, with the red and green and black. And but I've been really, really happy. I mean, those cartridge kits for your front forks, it's weird. You dump all this stuff out of the fork and you're like, oh, balls. Big mistakes were made, dude. And everybody talks about how bad the fork oil smells. Dude, I had 45,000 miles on that fork oil and it was black as night and looked disgusting, but it was not as smelled as bad as everybody likes to think it does.
That old Honda that I redid, they used to use fish oil in those forks. And dude,
gross.
when you cracked that motherfucker, sweet Jesus.
Oh, I bet you that was bad. And I actually
fish
did
oil.
I did use the Screaming Eagle, the fork oil that's made for, to make it a little bit firmer anyway. So the Harley makes a couple of different fork oils, and I use that stuff because it goes in. It's clear when it goes in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, and I use the tried and true tricks, man. I had 2 Crown Royal purple bags when I took my brakes off and put them in the Crown Royal bags and put them up. Use the blow hammer and fucking knock your front wheel out. When I rolled that front wheel off there and I was sitting there looking at my bike. I'm like, what in the fuck? And then you take the forks out and
when you get the forks out and everything, you're like, oh man.
Oh, mistakes were made, dude. I'm like, this is never going back together.
You said you've got 45,000 on the bike. So,
yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to do this at 50 anyway.
You're supposed to rebuild your forks at 50 is kind of what Harley recommends.
Yeah.
There's also a neck bearing that they want you to service, either to oil it or replace it. And I asked my buddy about that, who's a certified Harley tech, and he goes, just wait. He goes, if you have problems with it, he goes, take it apart and fix it. He goes, otherwise, just wait. It's kind of one of those things that it's the recommended service for Harley, and it's one of those. As your bike gets up in miles, some of those services become very expensive.
Oh yeah.
And it's like wheel bearings, right? I'm not going to do the wheel bearings unless I have a problem with it. I'm not going to do that neck bearing unless I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Well, I prepaid all my maintenance right up to that.
Yeah.
Well,
the 50's the first one I have to pay for.
Okay, well that 50's $1,000, dude. All of $1,000.
Oh, it's more than that. I think.
Yeah. But I tell you what, Dave, rebuilding the forks. I bought the fork kit right from Harley. I bought the fork oil from Harley. That stuff in itself was about $100. I did all the work myself, saved myself $1,800
But
by
I mean,
not having Harley
the
tech
fork
touch it.
oil you put in there, it's really just, it's not for any type of dampening anymore, because the cartridges do all that.
Because the cartridges does, but it is
Yeah, it just keeps it lubricated.
It keeps it lubricated, yeah, because the
Yeah.
cartridge does all the work. Now, the difference between the Batubo suspension is a little bit different too. So one of the, you have to actually put each cartridge kit in the correct side, because one is rebound and one is compression.
Yeah, it's the same
So
way with the
Legends
with
is the same way too.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so what I know right now is I want my front suspension to be, the nosedive went away right away, but I do think I want my front suspension a little bit more firm. I've noticed the biggest difference, I would say, right now, after I got my back end is dialed in pretty good, is that when I do go over a bump, it absorbs almost 100% of the small bumps. I feel almost none of the small bumps anymore. The bigger bumps, what I notice is that the bike goes back to status a lot quicker. So like you hit the bump and then it feels normal very quickly.
It's like,
So
I would say, I get a feeling of it's like a duller. Does that make sense?
yep.
I
But then-
apparently
The big
just don't
bumps.
even notice bumps anymore. Like, I have a buddy that just got a Sportster 1200, and when we went out riding recently, we got back and he's like, that road was complete shit. Did you guys not feel those bumps? And I was like, I
No.
have nice suspension, dude. I don't feel anything now.
People that haven't put a suspension on their bike, they don't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I agree with that.
significantly different.
Yeah, they don't believe. They're like, it rides great as it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know,
It might ride
It's
good.
worth it.
yeah,
It's
it might
worth
ride
it.
good,
good.
but there's big room for improvement. And I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
it's
And then
yeah.
Tony said this to me about his bike. So he told me, go take my bike for a ride. And I went on a short ride, and I rode it when we were putting the cam in on my bike. And so I was really more interested because he was talking about how angry his bike was riding, and he had the suspension on his bike, and it felt firm to me. But when you ride a motorcycle you've never ridden before, it's hard to get that idea. Right.
Yeah.
But the thing that I noticed was, and Bob was like, "Are you trying to hit every bump?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I'm aiming for every bump except for
Yeah.
the giant potholes, just to see how it feels." But the one thing I noticed right away, besides the nosedive when you do the front end, was that when I got into a corner, Bob was like, he goes, "Wow," he was like, "You were deep in it." He's like,
Mhm.
"You turned later and you were way deeper in your corner." And I said, "Dude, my bike just hung on
Yeah.
it."
Yeah.
I mean, it just really gripped it.
It
and
feels better in the corners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
Jared
don't
would say
get-
that about
planted.
me too.
yeah, you
Yeah.
don't get that feeling like that front end is going to come out
Yeah.
or that it's going to, slide out. It's just really, I know that the word the buzzword is planted, right? But it just I felt way more confident going into
Yeah.
a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
with-
not, it
with
doesn't
that
float.
suspension. No, it doesn't at all.
It doesn't float. Sometimes with those stock suspensions, you get in a corner and you get that like real light floaty feeling.
Right.
You don't get that
No,
with
not
the
at all.
suspension in it.
Not at all.
It's heavy.
So, yep. So I'm extraordinarily happy. And it's one of those things too, and I know we've talked about it before, but there are sometimes you do a mod to your bike and you're like, I should have never ridden it the way that it was before. Suspension is one of those things.
And there's also
Yeah.
those mods that you do that you go out and you try to convince yourself that there's a difference and there really isn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
when you put an exhaust or something on, you're like, yeah, it's running better. No,
Yep.
it's really not. It feels the fucking
It
same.
sounds louder, right?
Yeah, but
but I
you're
will-
trying to convince yourself.
I will
Yeah.
say it's not just putting the suspension on, because I rode my bike for a year
You
with
gotta
that
dial it,
Legend
yeah.
suspension on,
Yep.
right? And thought it was great
Yep.
until I took it into Legend, and those two techs spent 5 minutes, and it's like doubled, the result that I got from putting
Yeah, I
the
would
thing
love
on.
to do that.
It
to
just
see
wasn't
if it's
dialed in right.
different.
Yep. So yeah, you do have to spend some time because I did that. I found that out. I mean, I quote unquote followed the instructions, and we had to set the sag to make sure that it was correct on the rear suspension. those things are important. If you don't do it, your suspension's not doing what you want it to do.
Yeah.
And that's
No,
why I
if you don't-
said
Yeah. don't even
mine's
put it
not
on.
done. I know I have work to do on it to get it dialed in a little bit better, because I haven't done a whole lot with the front end yet, other than, kind of getting it installed and riding it. The rear, I have made some adjustments on the rear. I have a couple more, I think, fine tuning things I'm going to find out on this long trip. And the front, I will find out too. I've got kind of a fancy little tool that came with the kit that I can use to adjust the rear suspension and now for the front, which is kind of cool because I can do it on the fly because of the modifications I did to my nacelle. I have access to the top of those front suspension, so I can make the adjustments on that. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
So
our
Matt,
front suspensions that Brittany and I have, it's not adjustable. It is what it is. You can adjust it before you put it in,
okay,
but
Yeah, and
after
I
you
think
put
it's
it in,
just-
it's done.
it's not adjustable once it's in.
I don't even remember what you have to set on it, Tony. Do
There's
you-
there's just some little clips. You basically figure out your weight, and then
Yeah.
you set it according to the rider weight.
Yeah, and I
But
can
what
put
if you're going to load stuff on your bike later? You can't adjust it.
For the rear, you can,
No.
yeah.
but the
Oh, wait.
front, and I mean, you're talking Softail, so I mean, a lot of times people aren't really loading those
Well, that's
up.
the same with my Legend front end, right? I mean, you adjusted for weight and
yeah,
put in,
yeah,
and
that's what I was
it.
talking about.
Yeah.
Was a Legend front end. Now the rear,
Yeah.
I can adjust. We can
Yeah, okay.
adjust the rear. We can adjust dampening and sag and all
Sometimes
that.
your rear needs adjustment.
Sometimes it does.
Well, I guess
I'm
that's the
a
advantage.
strong fart away from paralyzed.
Shit.
That's an advantage of the one that I have, because the Batubo suspension is adjustable even after it's been installed. So
Yeah, you mentioned that before a couple of
Yep.
weeks ago when we were talking about it, and I picked up on that. That's,
Yeah.
Having
yeah.
those fucking external reservoirs too. I mean,
dude,
I don't know how
Yeah.
good they are. They're probably great, but god damn, they look good.
they look fucking
You
awesome,
know
don't
what
they?
I mean?
Did you put those
Well-
on your bike?
Absolutely. Yeah, dude.
No, Tony.
No,
What?
he doesn't have them on
Oh,
his.
that's what-
no,
okay, that's what
no,
I
because
thought,
I have
yeah.
that mono shock.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I did find, doing my research, so there is a legitimate reason for those external cartridges. So essentially,
more
what
oil.
what's that?
it's more oil and it keeps the heat down.
More oil and keeps the heat down, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So hot air rises. So the idea is that hot oil will flow up into that cartridge. That cartridge has oil in it, and it's recycling it. And with the air flow on your motorcycle blowing over those cartridges, it's cooling that oil down. So it keeps the oil in your shocks cooler than they would be if they were just all in one contained unit.
Yeah, as oil heats up in a shock, the shock performance goes to shit.
Right.
So the
Yep.
hotter the oil is, the worse your shock's going to perform.
And the people that used Harley's installed those external cartridges down by their exhaust pipe, they've pretty much defeated
Right.
the entire purpose
Defeated
of
the whole purpose of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
sure.
The whole idea is more oil volume to keep the temperature down.
Yep. And then have them mounted up there to keep it cool. So
Airflow,
They
yeah.
look
yeah,
good.
dude.
The
I
motherfuckers
mean,
look
I have
tight.
to admit, I love obviously the way that it looks, right? But the ride is spectacular.
It's big
So-
dick energy, dude. Those
It is.
external
It
reservoirs.
is.
It
It
really is. I mean, that's a true shoulder slinger there. That's not a lifter. That's over the shoulder. That's riding
It
with a
is.
slant.
Well, man, we just updating everybody on everything.
it took
We-
an hour.
I know we blew
Yeah, we
through.
killed
We'll
it.
have to save that
we
topic
should.
for next week.
We're gonna have to save it for sure.
Well, and we made it through an hour, and I'm assuming we made it through the hour because none of you watched the video I dropped this morning, because I think I even had one or two comments going, "Oh, can't wait to hear what the guys are
I
shit they're going to
did
give you
not-
about that."
I have
haven't even
not
looked
watched
at my
any.
phone
I was
all
on
day.
call all
Watch
weekend,
shit.
and I have not.
Yeah.
So I'll have to get on that. I will say this. So just so everybody knows, shirt sales have been completed for FDBM. So
Yeah.
if you're coming to FDBM, we may or may not have shirts on site.
Percy
Um,
Percy saved me on that
Yeah, he
because
did.
I
save you
forgot
on
all
that.
about it.
We have
Aw,
we have a
man.
couple of we have 6 weeks. 6 weeks before FTBM.
It's
8
not
weeks,
much,
maybe?
man. It's right
It's
around the
not
corner.
much, dude.
A month and a half
It's
before
coming up.
FTBM.
I think I get back, and then it's 2 weeks after I get back, and I'm out again.
So
Yeah.
Tony, let's be honest. Put it out there. Are you looking forward to a motorcycle trip like this, like you've never done before?
Yeah, so I'm gonna take like 3 days, maybe 4 to get there.
Okay. Yep.
My whole thing is I'm gonna stop and see some shit on the way. I'm kind of taking the scenic route because I don't know if I'll ever get back out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then do FDBM and then haul ass home.
So you're going to do about 500 miles a day, 600
Yeah.
miles a day.
Yeah, do about 500 a day is what I was after. And one of my biggest concerns is too, and y'all can eat a dick on this, is I don't want to get there and not want to ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally
Like if
get
I
it.
put in 2 hard days and then I get there and everybody's like, let's go for a ride. I'm like, you guys go ahead.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be that. I don't want to be in that situation. So
No, I think you've got a good pace. I mean, that's
yeah.
pretty much what I do when I ride out there. I mean, 1 or 2 days may be a little struggle, but
Yeah.
500
know.
miles a day is what I think if you're doing motorcycle traveling, a 500-mile day is about the perfect distance.
it depends.
I look at it as 2 tanks of
depends
gas.
on where you're riding. Because if you're riding, 500 miles a day going through Minnesota and South Dakota is pretty fucking simple. 500
Yeah.
miles a day going through New England or whatever
Yeah.
is
Oh,
going to
shit.
break
It's a
you.
lot
Yeah,
more.
a lot.
Yeah.
It takes longer.
A lot. I've been on enough road trips to where when shit starts going wrong and you're only like 200 miles in and you're 5 hours, 6 hours, and
Right.
you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
But were
You
you
know,
going
but-
through Iowa? How are you gonna?
I don't know. I'm still fucking around with it
because
But,
Iowa's pretty straight
Boring.
and boring.
yeah.
Just make sure you get gas,
Get
before you get
gas.
to the point where
yeah,
you need
my whole
gas.
thing, I was
I-80 is
looking
boring
as
as
like
hell.
tanks of gas. So I was thinking 2 tanks a day. That's almost 500 miles.
You might
What
you
kind of
might
mileage
find
do you
you
get on
don't
your
want-
bike?
250 miles on one tank, Tony?
Yeah.
What?
I think I might get 200.
Well, I've
Yeah, you
never
might-
gone all the way, but it's like 240 miles is what they say when I
Oh yeah,
fill up.
no, dude. And you're gonna be loaded
You,
down with
better-
gear.
you,
Yeah.
you might have to plan for 3 tanks
Be
again,
3
but
tanks a
that'd
day.
only
still
do
be about 500
55,
miles.
60.
You're
I
good.
only
I'm
do
in no
55,
rush.
60 this guy.
You know,
I get about 140 solid out of one tank.
do you?
I will say,
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I
you
think we
your
get a little
mileage,
better than you, but
your
Yeah.
mileage gets drastically worse if you put the cruise on 85.
yeah,
It
for
does.
sure.
Keep it down to about 75, and your mileage, you'd be surprised the difference it makes.
Dude, I've
75,
learned that in that
way too
fucking
slow.
truck when I have it loaded down. If I go over 70, I get 13 miles to gallon. If I do 69, I get 18 miles to gallon.
Wow. Well, there you
Yeah,
go.
things usually
Yeah.
go quicker on 69.
Yeah. But if you keep it under 70, I get about 5 or 6 more miles a gallon if I stay under 70.
wow,
Yeah.
Wow.
that's a real kick in the pants. Just that 1 mile.
Yeah, dude.
I think-
Anything over 70.
I think that's some fuckery with Nissan. That's what
That's
I think.
computer
Fucking
control.
Toyota.
Yeah, or Toyota, whatever it is.
But I'm
Yeah.
pretty loaded down too. So I mean my truck's
Yeah.
fucking heavy, dude. It's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
fucking featherweight.
It'll be fun. I'm looking forward. I've never. This will be the first time I've ridden through Nebraska.
It's
Oh,
boring.
it'll
I
be
was
the
looking
last.
at Nebraska.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, it'll be the
I have
last.
to do the Harley. I forgot what Nebraska is.
So I downloaded this
Frontier?
app. Have you guys ever heard of wait a minute, what's the name of this motherfucker?
The Sand Hills Journey Scenic Byway.
Oh, I have not been there. That probably will be pretty. But a lot
So
of
the-
Nebraska, like especially if you're on I-80, it's fucking boring as hell and tons of traffic. Like it's just obnoxious.
Road Tripper. Have you ever heard of Road Tripper?
Yeah.
No.
I feel like we've talked
Yeah.
about it. I don't know that I've
So
used it.
basically it's an RV app. It's what RVers use.
Okay.
But you can like type in your destination and put parameters on it of like, if you want to do scenic route, whatever you want to do, and it'll plan your shit out for you.
Okay.
It'll like plan your route and how many miles you want to ride a day. Then it'll have hotels you can stop at, and
I'll look
I
it
have
up.
to give that a shot. I'm using
Curious.
Rever for the FDBM leg.
I have
here.
so many fucking travel apps now that it's GPS.
Yeah,
fucking
it's
mode.
great.
I
Really,
know
you,
that
you almost
all-
have to though. Like you try
Yeah.
all these different apps out and then get the one you like the most.
Everybody uses all these apps. Dude, I am still a tried and true Apple Map user, man. I have
See, I think
found that-
Waze crushes Apple Maps when you're on the road.
well, but Waze is great if you're on your end of the country. Waze doesn't really do dick for us up here.
Yeah, I guess because there's nobody out there reporting on it.
No. No, I mean, Waze is really good on your, and you know what? That's a feature in Apple Maps now. You use it enough, and I get updates all the time now on Apple Maps that are, there's a police officer up there, whatever. That's a thing now. So
Apple's. I mean, I
Well, dude, you guys
I
didn't
used it all
have that
this last
before?
trip. I prefer it over Google Maps, but
Yeah, I
I'm trying
do
to
too.
use Rever from a planning perspective.
I've been
planning
using
the route
Gaia.
because it's too hard to do that with Apple Maps.
Yeah,
Sure.
no, I've been
You've
using that.
mentioned Gaia before
Gaia.
too. I
Yeah,
think Gaia
it's
and
strong.
Road Trippers.
there's
Which
an app
Gaia
that,
do you like the most?
Well, it all depends on
the
how
dark-haired
tall he is.
Gaia.
Gaia Pro.
There's an app that Walter sent me a while ago called Go Ride, and actually has a motorcycle on it, and it reminds me a lot of Rever, but it's free.
Is that the
Yeah,
Cardo
we've
app?
talked about that.
Is that the one Cardo bought?
I don't know if Cardo bought it or not.
Mm,
There's a lot of apps out there, man.
There's a
And it all
There
depends on how
are.
deep you want to go, too. Because you
That's
can go
what she
deep
said.
on some of these fucking apps.
This is totally different, but like I discovered the Relive app. That one's more like it tracks your trips as you go, but if you like stop and take pictures or whatever, it makes that you can make like a video graphic thing with it.
Relive,
It's kinda
is that-
neat.
Is that like a Buddhist app or something?
No, I just described it to you.
It has all the pegging spots on the way.
It has the pegging parks, the
The
PPs.
pegging parks. What truck stops encourage pegging?
All of them.
There is a new though, Ryan. There is some Cardo thing that came out recently. They've
Yeah.
been advertising for it.
Cardo bought it. I can't remember the name of it. I'm trying to find it here.
I don't know. It does not sound familiar.
They
I don't
bought 'em
remember
last
what
year.
it's called,
It's more social.
but they've been advertising it.
Riser.
That's it.
Riser.
Oh,
that's who
I
it
think
was.
I do remember something about it.
Yeah, I
hearing-
think I
I
remember that one
installed
too.
it, but I haven't done anything with it. I was gonna see what it's all about.
You guys upgrading your Cardo to the new one? Did you see the new one last week?
No, we all just
No.
bought new ones last fucking year.
Nope.
Is there a new one?
Well, how often do you keep your phone, or how long do you keep your phone for?
As long as I can because they're fucking expensive.
Are you upgrading your Cardo,
Verizon
Dave?
now doesn't let you upgrade until every 3
No,
years.
I mean the two features that they're really touting over that. To me, it's not worth. I wouldn't
Motherfucker,
use
that
the
thing's
crash
$500, man.
notification.
Yeah.
Right?
And I forgot what the other feature was, but neither one of them are any interest to me.
So, Dave, let me ask you, because I know you're still doing it. Do you use the record feature on your Cardo to record your audio now for your moto vlogs, or are you still using a separate
On the app, no,
speaker setup?
I will never use that Cardo thing
Why?
The auto on and
The
off
Because
is
audio
pretty
thing?
cool.
because my iPhone is in my glove box in my bike. I can't.
It
When
is-
they released it, I sent them a note that said, "Hey, you need to make this, where you can activate it via Hey Cardo."
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Because I'm not mounting
Yeah, I
my
agree
phone
with
just so I
that.
can push a button.
That's right. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember that because for me it works just fine because I can activate it. But I haven't done a traditional motovlog in a hot minute either, so it doesn't.
Yeah. No,
I
I've got.
No,
I
I
like
can
my.
agree with you on that one. They should update that.
My
the way
helmet,
that activates.
I've got it set up right. I didn't have any issues with that on this trip, and I actually took Suguru and used it to semi-permanently mount the mic exactly where I wanted it, and to pin down the dead cat or the foam screen so it doesn't come off the mic. That's worked
Okay.
really well in the last 3 months.
Okay, good for you.
Cardo. Fuck. That new one. That on and off feature sounds nice though. Auto on and off.
The Cardo, you upgraded to the Edge though, didn't you, Tony?
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. The docking system alone was worth the upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
You
was
know what I
that was a
mean?
huge upgrade. That was a huge upgrade.
Huge,
Now,
big fucking difference.
I will say this: I've heard a lot of people that have moved away from the Cardo to what the hell is that other one?
That
It's not
Linux or
Cena.
Linus or Linus or
No,
Penis.
Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about.
no. Who? I'm trying to think. Christian upgraded to it. He got rid of his Cardo. He's been doing Cardo forever, and he started running this. God damn it! I can't think of the name.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name either.
But the thing is with
I'm not.
I don't know if it's true with this one, but it's like whatever everybody's using that you
Yeah.
ride with is what you need to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if everybody's using Cena, then you need a fucking Cena. You know what
Lexan.
I mean?
He's using the Lexan.
Oh yeah,
Lexan,
Is
Lexan.
that
Yeah.
what Dustin
Yep.
used to have though? Was it
What?
Lexan?
No, Dustin had a
Yeah,
a Senna.
A Cena.
Yeah.
I thought he had a Lexan.
Which you might as well just be talking into a penis.
But you know,
Yeah.
I agree 100% with Tony. I mean,
Yep.
when I met up with on this last trip with HD Rider CT,
Yep.
he has a Cardo as well, but he was set up for his wife's helmet over Bluetooth for some reason.
Right.
When-
Yeah.
When we had trouble linking up, couldn't figure out what was going on. But during the first part of the ride, dude, we were braking left and right. I mean, you couldn't even get two sentences out. When we stopped, I said, "Hey, pull your app up," and I noticed we were connected via Bluetooth, not mesh.
Right.
Once we switched to mesh, crystal clear, solid
Yep.
the rest of the day. And I think that's the issue to kind of reinforce what Tony said. If all of you use one, the same platform and you're on
Yep.
the same, in this case, mesh,
Yep.
you're rock solid. But the minute you start bringing in other brands over Bluetooth,
Yep.
it goes
know.
to shit.
Yeah.
And why
Yeah.
they don't talk to each other, I have no idea.
Well, that's so again, that's what I've
Why
heard.
the mesh
'Cause I've-
doesn't talk across platforms, I
it's
have no
because it's
idea.
proprietary.
I've
Proprietary,
asked
yeah.
I've asked that question now, and and this is what I've been told. Every person that's moved from Senna or Cardo to Lexan says the Lexan is easier to connect and easier to connect outside of its own network. However, Lexan is behind the eight ball. They have like a light on it. They have all kinds of features that are all hands, that make it different, stand out. But Lexan does not have an app. And that's what all the other ones have, is an app that helps run it. And so that's one of the things I think that I would steer clear, because one of the things I really like, one of the upgrades that they made with the Edge, is that you don't have to hook it up to your computer anymore to upgrade the software. You can upgrade your software over your app on your
Dude, if it
on your
wasn't for
device,
the
so,
app, I would
Yeah.
never be able to link any of these motherfuckers up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the app makes
You know
it
what
so
I
much
mean?
easier.
Yep.
Because it's like fucking Morse code trying to figure out what buttons and how long you have to push them and
Yeah.
what combination in
Yeah.
order to get shit.
You remember
to link
the
up.
problems we had that first Kentucky FDBM
Yeah,
we did?
man, it's
Sitting on
fucking
that fucking
stupid
picnic table for
complicated.
like 2 hours trying to get everybody
Yeah.
hooked up.
Yep.
That was horrible.
But the app makes it easy.
Makes
But
it
I mean,
super easy. Yep.
yeah, the other way, it's just fucking I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy complicated. It shouldn't be that hard to do.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm not upgrading. Then that's the other feature you just mentioned was what I was thinking of, the auto on off. I have no interest in that. That's the first thing I try to figure out how to disable,
Mm.
because
See,
that
I
just
think
causes
that'd
all
be
kinds
nice.
of fucking problems with Harley.
He said it's
head
fucking
unit
problems.
bullshit. Yeah.
Oh, Tony's yawning now too. I'm not the only one.
Fuck, man, I'm tired.
All right,
Gotta
guys.
get-
Well,
Get you some
I
tea,
think-
bro.
yeah, I think we
tea.
got everybody updated. We'll be back next week for a regular recording. I think Dustin's back next week, and then after that, I think we're going to be piecemeal again for a while. I'll be gone one of the Mondays. Tony's going to be gone a little bit. Dave might
Yeah, I'm
be
gonna
gone
be
a
gone
little
a
bit.
few weeks.
Yeah,
So,
we'll stay. So I guess we'll talk about the RG3 next week then.
Yep.
oh
Oh,
boy,
You guys didn't watch the
RG3.
video. Yeah.
RG3.
No, we didn't watch the video.
Not yet. Okay, guys. Well, that's about it.
all right.
Thanks for listening.
Join
Eat a
us
dick.
again next week.
Yeah.